I just wanted to speak in support of my dear friend, Senator Moss, because he called me this week and said he was reminded to speak and encouraged to do so after I recounted a time where I was confronted by racism as an adult. And I thought about my own role in this thing and my role as a father and my role as a person and said, I grew up doing the wrong thing, right? Too often, people like me stand over here and stand and talk about what we should be doing better, but we fail to talk about what we've done wrong. I grew up wrong, right? When I grew up, it was perfectly acceptable as little kids to say, instead of saying something was bad or not cool, to call it gay. I was a college student before I realized the error of my ways. But I learned. And I think the people in this chamber are generally good people, want to do the right thing and want to take care of our constituents and the residents of Michigan. And as my colleague told me this story, this heartfelt story about how he was feeling, he was like, should he talk about it? How do you talk about it? How do you say this is a problem without making people feel like you're saying you're the problem? I can say I'm the problem. I don't have to say that you are. I am the problem in this regard because I'm not stepping up to make sure that Jeremy doesn't have to, that we don't have to have people stepping up to say that it's unacceptable to go off on each other. I'm raising a child, and God willing, another one soon. And as we talk about those kind of things, we talk about what are we sowing into our children? What are we raising? What are we doing? And this week, tomorrow, we have an opportunity to say that we see you. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. I had a conversation with one of my colleagues who I share military service with, and when I told him how much it meant to me that he was willing to talk about Juneteenth on the Senate floor, and that he was probably the first Republican in the Senate to ever talk about what freedom meant for Black people in the South, post-slavery, in this chamber, it meant a lot. And so I know resolutions don't seem like a lot when they do not affect your community. But sometimes they do, and they mean so much to people who have never gotten this kind of thing. One of my daughter's daycare instructors watches his Facebook Lives, and he's like, man, I really appreciate you talking about this. And this is someone who takes care of my daughter on a daily basis, and I had no idea he was a member of the LGBTQ community. But that day he heard me talking about it, he felt seen. He felt taken care of. He felt appreciated. And I know that's what we're all here to do. We are all here to make sure that the people we see are taken care of, that we take care of them. And this is an opportunity to say to one of our colleagues, I see you, I care about you, and I want to make sure that you're valued in this community. That's all it is. It doesn't change how you feel politically. It doesn't change many other things. It says we see you and we value you. And I hope that you all will be able to do that because I know how much it meant to me when you did the same thing talking about Juneteenth. I know how much it means to my constituents and to my community when we come together as a body and say, I see you, I value you, and I respect who you are as a person. We don't have to caveat it with, I agree or disagree with your life decisions. We don't have to caveat it with so many other things. All we have to do is say, I value you. And so, Senator Moss, I value you, and I know many of the members in this body do as well. And whether we pass a resolution or not, I want it to be on the record that we value you, that we hear, that we see, and we continue to support the work that you're doing. And as long as I'm here, I will continue to stand with you in this regard. Because as a cisgendered heterosexual man that's Black, it's very rare that I am in the position of power, that I am not in that space. And in every moment that I have to do so, I will do the same. And I think that's what being a legislator is about. It is about recognizing the positions that you have power over and doing everything you can to take care of the people who don't. Mr. President, I'd ask that my remarks be printed in the Journal.